These latest headlines from ABC15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.
Hey, good Saturday to you. I'm Amelia Fabiano with your top stories this morning from ABC15 Arizona. Phoenix police are investigating a double shooting that turned into a 100-mile chase that shut down part of I-10. We followed this as breaking news all morning long on Friday. According to police, after being shot at a Phoenix home near 43rd Avenue in McDowell, the victims tried to drive to the hospital but stopped for help near 27th Avenue in McDowell. Police then went to the shooting scene, but that's when the suspect drove away, leading DPS on a chase that ended on the I-10 near Marana.
Absolutely mind-blowing to see that many SWAT trucks on the freeway. Like, that was crazy. At first, as we pulled up to it, I was like, oh, maybe somebody got in a really bad accident and died. And then you're like, SWAT, that is a different situation. Are we okay? Do we need to four-wheel off the side of the road and get out of here?
We're told both victims are expected to survive. The suspect, identified as Luis Lopez Gutierrez, he is in custody and he's facing multiple felony charges. In Tempe, voters approved a $32 million bond to increase funding for affordable housing. That's in addition to the $72 million the city spent last year on housing and homeless solutions. Our Ford Hatchett looked into where some of that money is going and the impact the city says it's having.
Over the last few years, the city of Tempe has invested millions of dollars into their homeless solutions program, including turning this former hotel into a shelter. Today, we're checking out the program to see how it's working.
This is the first property. It was purchased back in 2021 with some federal stimulus dollars.
The purchase, more than $3 million, now known as Sousa Espacio, located on Apache Boulevard.
So this room here is actually our ADA accessible room.
39 rooms offering shelter to families, couples, or anyone experiencing homelessness in Tempe. 30 of the rooms occupied right now.
We've got 19 families today here at the shelter, and that's a total of 43 kiddos staying here at our shelter right now.
Jessica Wright with the Hope Outreach team providing us a tour of the newly renovated facility Friday.
This was an old pool for the motel when we first purchased it.
A dog park added, one of the few shelters that allows pets. Folks staying here working with the city on a pathway to sustainable housing. The goal is to get them out of the shelter within 30 days, putting one foot in front of the other, sometimes finding employment through the Tempe Works program.
It actually offers multiple city employment opportunities, both with our Public Works and our Parks and Rec department.
Tempe's data says the unhoused population in the city has decreased in recent years, though they say new construction has made the population more visible.
We start taking a lot of open space off the table, and then you start to see more individuals because there's fewer places for them to be out of sight. So it feels like the issue is getting a lot worse.
The city has several publicly available dashboards to track their progress, an 83% success rate at this shelter.
When you bring that down to people, that's 1,960 individuals who have a different trajectory in their lives than when they came in the door.
And with another larger shelter on Apache Boulevard coming soon, the aim for the city remains constant.
The goal in Tempe is to make sure that everybody's experience of homelessness is rare, brief, and one time.
In Tempe, Fort Hatchett, ABC15, Arizona.
Going up into space this week, a student project from Red Mountain High School. These Mesa students had their experiment chosen, among others from across the world, to go to the International Space Station. This coming after a year and a half of hard work and collaboration between elementary and high school students.
I saw that rocket launch and I felt it. I'm like, this is what I want to do. Like, this is my field that I want to go into.
You watch your students knowing that they've spent all this time and effort, and all their teachers and all those people that are not there but there, you get so emotional about it. It's amazing.
So it'll be up there for 2 weeks and then come back for students to finish their end of the experiment. They're looking into how bacteria mutates and grows with little to no gravity versus here on Earth. All right, here's a check of that most accurate forecast now. Here, we're going to have sunny, clear conditions today in our state. Here in Phoenix, a high of 76 degrees. Still below average for this time of year. We're typically hitting the low 80s, but we are going to be on a warming trend and get closer to that average and even past the average by next week. Our record on this date was 88 degrees set in 1980. Other highs across the state today will be in the 60s in Prescott, Payson, and Sedona, 50s north of the rim and in the high country in spots like Flagstaff and up towards Window Rock, 70 50s out west along the Colorado River. Overnight, we're dropping down into the teens again in Window Rock and the Grand Canyon. 20s in spots like Flagstaff, Heber, and Show Low. 32 degrees in Prescott and 30s overnight down in Casa Grande, too. That 7-day forecast shows us back in the 80s tomorrow, and we'll hang on to them through the end of next week. Staying dry and staying sunny. Some clouds in the mix, but no rain chances. Overnight lows in the 50s. For the latest headlines, weather, and traffic, head to our website, abc15.com, or download the free ABC 15 mobile app.
These latest headlines from ABC 15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.